All right. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. If any of y'all can hear me in the chat, just push 1. As soon as we get a confirmation, we'll get started. All right, we got a confirmation. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Black Brain Trust. This is episode 324. Please hit the like button as you come in. Share the video if possible. Hit that notification bell so you get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust. This is Black Health Talk, episode 324. Tonight's topic, man, is this building explosive strength and quick nutrition tips. Also, if you want to join the panel, the link will be in the chat. Just make sure you raise your hand when you're in the waiting room so that we can advance you to the panel. I'm hoping Mr. Fantastic comes through, man, because I saw some of his workout videos and I thought that was pretty dope. So be interested if he comes through. Mega Montana, what's going on, fam? Reigning woman, thank you for the confirmation. Good evening to you. 14 people watching, only 9 likes. Please hit the like button as you come in if you're not going to participate in the chat. It's greatly appreciated. King Joe the Great, what's going on, fam? Willie Little John, what's going on? All right, man, I'm just going to get started because I don't think we're going to be on here long anyways. But make sure nobody's in the waiting room. All right. So yeah, man, building strength, building explosive strength. So how this came up was because we didn't get a chance to go over it the last Black Health Talk about fitness. And one of the things here is that you shouldn't just be working out to get super big, right? This sort of incredible Hulk, juggernaut sort of muscular size, right? Your body should be very functional. And what I find interesting is that guys want to emulate what they see in social media, especially Instagram, and they want to build their bodies to be like Cali Muscle or CT Fletcher or Larry Wills, any of those heavy muscular guys. And the thing is, you can still be strong without being that size. And I think a lot of guys underestimate that in the community. They think that they gotta, you know, be this sort of superhero sort of size. And I think that there's a misconception of how to be strong without actually exposing, muscle on top of muscle. So I wanted to actually go over an article that I came across, I think the other day, and it's about building explosive strength. Being functional. And when you work out, especially for skinny guys, they get frustrated because they look in the mirror and their body doesn't look like any of the professionals, the IFBB pros, those guys who walk on stage. You're never going to be like that guy. You are you and he is he. So you got to just look at yourself and say, where can I improve, right? um what am I lacking in? So you got to also look at nutrition. So yeah, you were in the gym, you lift really, really heavy, but if you eat crappy food from Burger King and Wendy's and these other joints, yeah, you're going to have these sort of problems. So you have to look at both sides of the equation, nutrition and um, building that explosive strength, and not actually walking around like you're Rob Gronkowski or something like that. You don't have to be that way. Um, Not saying it's a bad thing, but that shouldn't be your aspiration, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Just give me 1 second. And so part of this issue that I have, um, when I train myself and I see other guys training, I was working out Sunday and I saw a guy, two guys. They were modest in terms of size. They basically were doing a lot of calisthenics, but they weren't really getting anywhere. And they were out there for at least, I mean, they were out there before I got there, but I was there for 45 minutes and they were still there. So they had to be out there for at least 90 minutes. And working out like that and not having any real any sets and reps in mind, and um, no sort of like proper nutrition to go with it. You didn't eat before you worked out, and you didn't eat post workout for like 3 or 4 hours. And when you did eat, you had a Snickers bar and you had like a Jamaican beef patty limbo or something like that. Like that's not really healthy. You're not going to get gains out of that. And so you're going to get frustrated because you're not really going at it 100%. You don't have a set program in place. Hey, just give me 1 second. Being interrupted again. The link is in the chat, so if any of you all want to join and participate in this conversation, go right ahead. Hey, I'm sorry about that. Had a call, but yeah. What's going on, Super Triz? But yeah, not having a set program for yourself, and then not having a nutrition plan to go out, to go with it, a meal plan to go with it, you're not going to get any gains from that. You can't eat a bag of Doritos and drink an Arizona iced tea after you work out and think that you're going to get gains. It's not going to happen. You can't you can't drink protein shakes just randomly throughout the day, in your little shaker cup, and think that that's going to get you gains. That's not going to do that. It starts with good nutrition, man. I see a lot of guys doing 1,000 sit-ups here, crunches and stuff like that, and it's like, yo, fam, abs aren't made in the gym. It's really made in the kitchen, man. You got to really eat healthy. You got to get your greens and the rest of your vegetables and your fruits in. You're doing all these crunches and all this stuff, but at the same time, you're not eating properly. Drinking a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi or a Diet Dr. Pepper, man, you're not gonna get anything out of that. Okay, it has less calories according to the side of the bottle, but it doesn't really benefit you all that much. You really got to change your whole diet. Got to change your whole diet, man. So nutrition, is very key in this. You'll be out there working out for 90 minutes, but you're not going to get any gains. You're not going to get any gains out of that. See who's in the waiting room. Okay, so that was my experience this weekend, man, and seeing those guys, struggling to do pull-ups and stuff like that, and thing is, okay, you work your set to failure, but if you're working your set to failure and it hurts, that means you shouldn't be. You're doing something wrong. So part of having this explosive strength is working out in the functional settings. Let me pull up this article so I can just get to this real quick. Hey, what is going on, Paul Bryant? All right, this one is from Box Rocks. How to build explosive power for weightlifting and functional fitness. For the former, it is a huge contributing factor towards maximizing the potential of any athlete's lifts. For the latter, it will help CrossFit athletes cycle through movements more effectively, become faster, improve gymnastic ability, and enhance jumps, sprints, and other exercises that require velocity, power, and speed. To develop explosive strength and reactive ability, you need to do two things. First, you must build your speed, strength, and second, in the same time frame, you must raise your absolute strength. A shot putter must become stronger and at the same time faster. Louis Simmons goes on to explain that the majority of this training combines max effort exercises to increase the strength potential of the muscles with light weights in order to improve speed. The sum total of this combination is an increase in explosive power. To improve explosive strength, the movement that is worked must change from eccentric to concentric action. The following exercises are all great examples of movements that are in this way and will help CrossFit and Olympic weightlifters to develop explosive power. Obviously, some are more applicable to one discipline than the other, the other, but all are useful in their respective way. As discussed above, strength plays a vital role when it comes to power. To put it simply, if you are stronger, the weight will feel lighter and you will be able to move it quicker. In the vast majority of cases, an increase in pure strength will have a positive effect on the ability to generate force and power when it comes to lifting and moving. Creatine supports the renewal of, that's not it. Yeah, creatine supports the renewal of instant energy resources in muscles. Olymp creatine improves performance in short-term high-intensity events. For example, sprints, squats, jumps, and short metcons. It is popular with all strengths and power athletes and also used by bodybuilders to increase muscle volume. CrossFit athletes can benefit from the effects of creatine, especially during strength cycles, when they want to improve maximal strength and power. It can also find its place immediately before a strength-based metcon. The term polymetric is a combination of Greek terms pylo, and which means to increase, and metric, which means measurement. It was originally developed to train track and field athletes such as sprinters and discus and javelin throwers. The method is an effective way to build explosive power. Explode through the jumping or pressing portion of each exercise of the following exercises. Add in the jumps or claps into the movements forces the athlete to generate enough power in order to leave the floor. Banded broad jumps, lateral jumps, clapping press-ups, jumping squats. Wall balls and box jumps may be more familiar to everyday CrossFit the everyday CrossFit athlete, and also more and are also excellent examples of exercises that can generate a powerful stimulus when it comes to developing explosive power. Speed reps involve lightweight, move quickly. This will help the body adapt to shifting weight quickly so that when more weight is placed on the back on the bar, the increased speed will help to generate more power and move the weight effectively. A great deal of explosive power coming from the leg. I think this is poorly written. the legs, hips, and extension and core. Exercises that get your hips moving quickly from A to B will help to develop explosive power. You will notice that this pattern runs through the following exercises. Speed reps will help to reinforce this generation of power through different planes of motion and in alternate ways. Power cleans. The power clean trains triple extension when the ankle, knees, and hip joints extend simultaneously, which is a key movement for athletic performance. The exercise also recruits fast twitch muscle fibers, which generate the greatest force and speed. Dumbbell snatches. The dumbbell snatch requires less technique, mobility, and skill than the barbell snatch. It is a great exercise for beginners when it comes to generating explosive power. Dumbbell snatches force the body to work in a unilateral and coordinated way. They can also be a great way to uncover weaknesses and strength and imbalances or sticking points in the movement of an athlete. They work strength and shoulders. They work in strengthening the shoulders and triceps, back and scapular muscles, posterior chain, and core. The swing is a high power, full body explosive movement. This again forces a generation of power through the legs and hips. They build strength in the lower back, shoulders, grip, and flexors. The kettlebell is all, as we know it today, originated in Russia approximately 350 years ago. The first appearance of the word in the Russian dictionary appeared in 1704. They were originally used as handled counterweights to weigh out dry goods on market scales. Creatine is a nitrogenous compound. Our body produces about 1 gram of creatine a day from amino acids glycine and arginine. Synthesis takes place in liver and kidneys, and creatine is transported by blood to the muscles to perform its functions. Enzyme creatine kinsey transforms creatine into creatine phosphate, CP. I'm not going to go through all of this, but let me just cover these last two. Banded deadlifts, box jumps, front squats, split jerks, and push press. Sled pushes. I have that same exact sled in my basement right now. Sprints, and that's it. So what we're talking about here is moving weight that is within your ability to move quickly. Most CrossFit usually stipulate that men move at least 16 kilograms, which is about 35 pounds minimum. Women, I think it's about 4 to 6 kilograms. And what's happening here is you need to be able to move that weight quickly. So you may have to drop down from 16 kilograms to maybe 12 kilograms. That's fine. But the ability to take that weight from a kettlebell standpoint or from a dumbbell standpoint, snatch it, clean it, snatch it, and press it is going to be vital as you move into the next movement. So I may go from rowing, doing 10 to 20 cal on the rowing machine, and then from the rowing machine jump to the barbell and do maybe 15 deadlifts of moderate weight, and then move on from that and actually do snatch and press. So there's a variety of ways of you can actually do this, but you're doing it in a considerable amount of time with a reasonable amount of weight. And what I was saying before was that this weekend, when I saw these guys working out, I don't think they had any clue about what they were doing. I think they were just up there really killing themselves, and they looked like they were hurting themselves, if anything. And so I didn't want to offer any advice because I didn't want to, be nosy and poke into their business. But I think it's important that people understand what it is that they're doing and don't get frustrated because you're not getting any gains because you kind of did that to yourself. Paul Bryant, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Mike? How are you, sir?
Chilling. I'm chilling, bro. You?
I'm good, bro. So, yeah, I'm really liking your topic tonight. So,
Mhm.
myself, um, I was 39 years old when I first started working out at the gym. I had not worked out since I was in high school. I hadn't done much athletics since my mid 20s, even though I was an athlete, varsity athlete, sports, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, point is, first got into the gym, had no clue what I was doing. Like most people. I researched, I read the magazines, I was buying Flex magazine and Muscle and Fitness and going to the gym and not really knowing what I was doing and not seeing much gains and definitely not getting much size. So over time, I started to learn more, and then I switched gyms, and I ran across a guy who he himself had just gotten his pro card. So I started to work out with him, and I learned a few things from him. So I say all that to say, here's what I've learned personally. Number one, fitness has to be a lifestyle. Okay, you cannot go on a diet. You have to completely change your diet. All right, you have to um, eat healthier, eat lean, and eat clean. Now, here's what I learned personally. Personally, I drink at least 1 gallon of water daily. Personally, I work out 6 days a week, sometimes seven. Um, I am a believer in old school bodybuilding workouts. A lot of weight, lifting heavy with a lot of volume. Again, that's just me. I like to do a lot of pyramids. I like to do a lot of drop sets. I'm not a big fan on supersets, but after every exercise, I follow that up with 10 push-ups. So that's one set. Whatever it is that I'm doing, 10 push-ups. You have to get your rest. Try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. I know that's probably pushing it for some. You should at least get six because fitness is a three-pronged uh, building. Basically, it's there's three components. There's rest, there's diet, there's exercise. Out of those three, the most important is actually diet. You cannot out-train a bad diet. And I see plenty of guys, they're in the gym and they're killing it and they're wearing all this latest gear and they're working hard and they're yelling and screaming. I come out the gym, bro, these dudes are pulling out cigarettes. And I'm laughing at these clowns like, yo, dude, you were literally throwing away everything you just did. I've seen guys walk out the gym, a cigarette in one hand, and Mike, I kid you not, a can of soda in the other. I'm like, what are you doing? And then as I'm driving home, I'm seeing these guys in my rear view mirror pull up in front of the McDonald's. I'm like, clueless, clueless. So you have to eat a clean diet. Um, and you have to work out, man. All the supplements. I'm not a big fan of supplements myself. I take zero supplements, not even a pre-workout. But that's what I do. I don't push that on anyone else. My point is though, um, there's no substitution for heavy work. You have to get into work. You have to work hard. You have to lift heavy. You have to get into reps. You have to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And you have to just eat. You have to eat clean and healthy. That's the most important part. And I'll finish off really quick with this. There are a lot of people who will say you don't have to work out. You don't have to go to the gym. Eat a clean diet. All right, great. Look at those guys. Those guys usually tend to be skinny fat. Okay, they have a little bit of a belly, a flat, saggy chest, and skinny arms. So choice is up to you. But diet is the most important part, followed by exercise, and you have to have a plan. So, like I see you have right now on the screen a plan. Whether you get that plan online from a magazine, from guys who work out at the gym. You have to every time you walk in the gym, you have to have a plan, a set number of reps, a set number of exercises, a set program. Consistency is the key. Barbell back squats.
So that's what I had just an hour ago. So that
Okay.
was my workout. So today was leg day.
Okay.
So barbell back squat, 6x10. So I kept it around 110 pounds. Um, and then I hit leg extensions as a superset.
Okay. Nice.
So moved from there, went to the trap bar deadlift, explosive with that.
What are you putting on your bar for your trap bar deadlift?
I kept it at 40% of my max weight, or about 35 to 40% of my max weight. So I was at about 100. So quick 15, really, really, really explosive, off the ground, bang. Hit another
Oh,
one,
okay. I
bang,
got it.
bang, 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 bang.
Okay.
So I'm resetting every single time when I hit the floor, but I'm right back up. I'm
Right.
not, I'm not dead. I'm not dead stop. I'm hitting it soon as it touched the ground. I'm right back up. So
So you're going more explosive. Okay. I got you.
yep. So that's right. That's the topic for tonight, right? So
Got
build
you.
that explosive strength, right? And then after that, I'm moving on to dumbbell side lunges. So taking the dumbbell, you put in the goblet position, and you're standing, beyond hip width for your legs, beyond shoulder width, and you're going from left to right.
Mhm.
Keep it around 25 to 30 pounds of a dumbbell. That's usually pretty good. So 3 sets by 10 reps, and then I'm going straight into a hip thruster with the barbell. Again, I'm keeping that around 90. Yeah, I'm keeping that around 90 to 100 pounds
Okay.
on the barbell. So I got Olympic barbell, so I don't have a standard. But
Right. Right. One thing. I don't mean to cut you. I know some people, and ex explosive workouts are not really my thing per se. However, I will say, a person has to train for their body. Okay, so it sounds to me that you understand that, and that you're lifting weights, and you have a program for your goals for your body. And I think a lot of people, they get confused. They walk to the gym and they want to work out like Schwarzenegger did, and you know what? That may not be the best thing for you personally. So what I'm saying is, yeah, you seem to understand that your workout is tailored for your body and for your goals.
well, I have an agenda, right? So I'm training for the Spartan, but
Okay, got you.
right. So
Makes
I'm,
sense.
I'm I'm making sure I'm getting my performance in. So I'm moving from the hip thrusters over to the lumberjack squat with the landmine. So I got a landmine in the barbell, and I'm loading that sucker up with the where I keep it around 50 pounds for the lumberjack squat, and then I'm going into a goblet squat with the kettlebell, and that's around 35 pounds. So 16 kilograms is the bare minimum. So with goblet squats, you usually got your heels elevated on something, probably another plate,
Mhm.
and your legs are usually hip width, if not in closer by an inch or so.
Mhm.
So that's a superset again. And then after I'm going over to elevated lunges on one of the pile boxes, 3x20. So I'm hitting about 20 on each leg, and then after that I'm finishing up with leg curls.
Do you ever hit the excuse me? Do you ever hit the hack squat machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
hmm Yeah, not sparring, Rain and Woman, Spartan, Spartan, like the movie Spartan.
Yeah, Mike
Um,
is trying to be a tough guy race. It's crazy.
my,
No, no. Respects though, respect. That Spartan is no joke.
yeah, my Spartan race is next month, so
Mm.
I'm 5 weeks out. So, and so I'm hitting leg curls 3 by 20, and I'm supersetting that with barbell Romanian deadlifts, um, 3 by 10.
What do you do for cardio, Mike?
I have a rowing machine.
Okay, okay. Gotcha. What do you do? 20 minutes, 30?
I usually do it by cows, um, or by meters.
Okay, gotcha.
So if I do 1,000 meters, I can do that probably in about, maybe 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and I have various foam rollers and deep tissue rollers and stuff like that that I have
Mm.
I picked up over some time and using that for recovery.
Do you find those things help you at all?
Yeah, I'm very rarely will you ever see me sore.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, it's good. It's good if you get it right away,
Hmm.
um, because the deep tissue roller, which is definitely hard, will actually hit those hard to reach areas, especially in the glutes, your gluteus
Right.
medius and gluteus minimus. So
Mm. Yeah, and important thing is you have to have a program like you said. You see guys out there doing 1,000 crunches.
mhm,
I don't know. I don't know where that common misconception started, but
mhm,
you know, any doctor will tell you your body, you already have abs. They're
mhm,
covered in layers of fat,
mhm,
even if you're lean. So abs, the key to abs is not crunches. It's not side crunches.
mhm.
It's burning off the fat to uncover the abs. And crunches won't build your sides. So if you're a
Obliques.
person, yes, your obliques. Thank you. If you're doing a lot of oblique work right around the hips, that area, if you do a lot with weights, that area will actually thicken as the oblique muscles get stronger. So if
Mhm.
you're already lean and if you don't want to put size on there, that's something else you have to keep in mind if you're heavy on the oblique work.
Yeah, yeah. Abs are made in the kitchen. Regardless of what
Correct.
anybody says. You can do all the crunches you want to. By eating right, then you ain't gonna see nothing. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me answer this question in the chat. Andy asked, total body workout versus isolated body workout, which one is better? Depending on what your goals are. Total body workout is critical if you are time constrained. So a lot of professional guys in sales and stuff like that who have to travel 90% of the time are remote. They don't have a whole lot of time to get to the gym because they're always in transit. So when they do hit, one of those hotel gyms or something like that, they got to hit everything as much as possible in the small amount of time that they have available. So in that regard, a total body does make a lot of sense. Isolated, you do isolated because you have time to do it. Uh,
You
it
know,
depends on what your goals are. If you have an event, that you're going to be, attending, like a IFBB Pro or something like that, you kind of don't want to just do isolated. Especially if you're a few weeks out, you kind of want to do all that stuff, months in advance or weeks in advance, I should say.
you know, something else that I've learned over the years, the body does not work in isolation. So even when we target, we're using other muscles. So when you're doing bench press, even though it's primarily hitting your pecs, which is your chest, believe it or not, your triceps are helping out, and that's the back of your arm. Your forearms, your wrist flexors and your wrist extensors, they're working out. And believe it or not, even when you're doing bench, not a whole lot, your traps are also working out. So even though you target, it's important to work everything because the body does not work in isolation. Every think about this. Every step that you take, every muscle in your body is moving. They're flexing and pulling, flexion and extension, flexion and extension. So personally, yes, I target one specific body part for each day, but I hit everything. So I'm working my pecs on chest day, but the very next day is arms. So I'm hitting my triceps, which also helps with the bench press. Wednesday is back day. I'm hitting traps, which also helps, believe it or not, with chest. Thursday, I'm hitting shoulders, which helps with both back day and with chest day because the body does not work in isolation. So that's something to keep in mind. Or auxiliary, or the term is ancillary muscles. Everything all works together to help, and you have to build overall body strength.
Yo, I think we got Mr. Fantastic on the panel. What's going on, fam?
Yo, what up, man? How y'all doing, bro?
I'm chilling, fam. Good to see you on here.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Always appreciate it.
yes, sir. What what's your take on this topic, man? Building explosive strength. I saw you in a couple of the videos, man. Getting it in. So I figured you might have some input on building that explosive strength. There's a lot of guys walking around the manosphere with bird chests and no traps, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's extremely, like you said, explosive strength is important, and I just think a whole lot of functional things too. Not just you can't get hung up on just moving weight. I heard you guys talking about like full body workouts, and you're getting ready for a Spartan run. You got to incorporate different things. It just can't be strictly like bench and barbells all the time. When you can be functional, you have to be. And like I said, explosive strength is everything because I tell motherfuckers all the time, man, show muscle is cool, but go muscle always be show muscle. And like I said, I've been hooping for shit now, what, 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Still running and going and just constantly keeping your body moving. And if you want to, if you like an amateur athlete or something, or even if you're into, Spartan runs or contact sports, that's extremely important.
So what's your weekly routine? Because last time we missed you on the stream the other day when we were talking about fitness routines and stuff like that in the Black Healthcare Talk and cardiovascular discussion. So you want to share any of your routines and whatnot?
Yeah. So usually I try to do legs pretty much, if not every day, touch legs every day for the most part, because your legs is your foundation. Of course, I'm not lifting extremely heavy every day on legs, but just to keep your legs conditioned. And a lot of people don't understand the biggest muscles in your body are your quads. So any and everything power wise, and burning calorie wise is going to be through your legs and your quads. That's also generating that in your quads. Boosts testosterone in your body because as big as the muscle it is, it encourages you to fucking build testosterone in other places. So I at least try to hit legs, if not every day, every other day. Of course, like off the actual leg day, I take a rest after that. But usually I'll say I start off Mondays, like yesterday I did shoulders. Today I did a little bit of legs. I was playing around with it, man. I never been I'm just now getting into the gym, like, as far as like trying to lift like weight and lift heavy. But I just hit 315 for the first time today, man. So
wow,
it's crazy. Man. I'm part of the 315 club, man. I'm fucking geeked up. But yeah, man. I'm trying to keep it, a push and a pull. So if I got shoulders, today, yesterday, usually I do back. But they got the fucking pull down machine was fucked up and the gym was closed. Bench was open, so I said, fuck it, I'll go ahead and do bench today. But usually I keep it push, pull, push, pull. Like I
Mhm.
say, on those days, when I'm doing it light, whenever I'm doing legs,
Mhm.
I'll make sure I hit legs heavy, and I'll usually work that out with arms because again, the testosterone is built up whenever you're doing legs. But that's a
Mhm.
really good time to do your accessory work for like arms or whatever because it's gonna boost your testosterone and boost your muscle mass and trying to build muscle and stuff. So and I hoop. I'm not hooping as much during the week. I used to hoop at least I'll say shit if not every other day, 4 or 5 days out of the week. But now it's done dropped down. My son's in school, so
Mhm.
I can. But I try to stay in the gym and keep my shot up because the stronger you get, it changes your shot. So
Mhm.
I just try to cardio, if not every day, every other day, legs every other day, push pull regimen, and
Mhm.
like I said, right now I'm putting on, I'm trying to bulk up, so what I'm saying, I'm hitting pretty heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your take on supplements, man? GNC, you drinking up that powder, man? Stay away from that
Oh yeah.
powder.
Oh, you gotta have if you want to gain muscle, bro. You're not gonna be able to eat enough food. You're literally not gonna be able to eat enough food, man, as like a regular person, and
Mhm.
and pretty much take intake, especially at my size. The bigger you are, you
Mhm.
need I think it's what 1.5 to 2 grams of protein
Per
per
pound.
pound.
Yep.
If you're trying to gain mass, you're trying to gain
Mhm.
muscle mass. So yeah, man, I mean, just think how much protein that is for me.
Mhm.
200 grams of protein, bro. That's like a 10-pound steak or some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, I'm taking protein, vitamins, of course. My BCAA is extremely important.
Mhm.
A lot of water. I got to stay on that, man. I get into it, and then like I say, I'll go and mess up, but got to drink the water, man. I'm pretty much fixed now because I get the gallon. And I just throw my BCAAs in there and I drink that for the day, and I usually drink like one and a half of that a day.
Mhm.
And I take some what else? Vitamins. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, see, my thing about vitamins, man, is that you're gonna get your natural vitamins from organic food. I never really believed in the pill supplements and stuff like that. In the islands, you don't have that type of stuff, man. You just gotta eat whatever whatever your people's put on the plate, man, and all that stuff is organic anyway. So my whole thing is, man, like you're seeing on the screen, like that's my post workout meal right there, um, that I had earlier. Um, I had some.
Mike, is that Aki?
It's yeah, it's Aki.
Okay.
Yeah, with it's soaked in white wine, man. So
Mhm.
um, with some scrambled eggs, some cucumbers, and some turkey bacon.
Wait, time out. I thought you're West Indian like I am. Where's the dry food? The dumpling and the cassava and the plantain.
Mhm.
Hey,
Oh,
bye.
I didn't have a whole lot of time, man. I didn't have a whole lot of time to make all that stuff, man. I usually meal prep, but
I know. Just
yeah,
joking.
it's the middle of the week, yeah. So
And some more beef.
oh man, this is too tart, man, too tart. But
What? Man, listen. You're not West Indian, bro,
mm,
if you don't love more beef.
not after a workout. I mean, not after the
Nah.
workout, but yeah,
Not at
but
all.
definitely
Too much sugar.
but yeah, but it sounds to me like you have a preference in terms of brand in your supplement, Mr. Fantastic.
I actually just tried. I usually stick with gold standard weight. I mean, that's pretty much it, generic.
Hmm.
Nothing special, spectacular. But to get more, and I know it's really not a good thing. I made my own before,
Hmm.
but I didn't have the time to do it to make
Hmm.
my own weight gainer. So
Yeah.
and Redcon had a buy one get one deal.
Oh yeah.
So I got a buy one get one of their mass gainer.
Hmm.
And bro, that shit was phenomenal, man. Like I said,
Really?
over the last, I'll say 60 days, like bro, I didn't put on, and I like I said, I don't hop on the scale, a lot. But I
Hmm.
just I weighed in yesterday at 278. So
Wow.
I put on like what 260, 18 pounds, bro, in two
Hmm.
months. And I say
Um.
out of that, I say I got like a good maybe 5, 6 pounds of muscle. You know what I'm saying? My body fat right now, I'm probably sitting at like 20, 21, some shit like that.
Wow.
So my ultimate, I think I'm gonna get up to I'll never. This is heavy as I ever been. I never been over like 265.
Mhm.
So I might, if I can take it up to 285, 290, I'll try it. You know what I mean? And then start cutting down from there. But I have to see how my body takes it. Because if you get so much weight on your joints, man, you know what I'm saying, you start paying for it.
Mhm.
If you don't mind my asking, how tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't
Now,
know
are
if
you
you
are
had.
you playing ball for the Navy, or is that just your independent thing?
Nah, yeah, this is just for rec, bro. That's my free therapy, man.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I didn't know Redcon was having that kind of sale. I didn't see it. That must have been at Vitamin Shop or GNC.
No, it was online actually. What did I do? I don't even know how I came across it. It was an advertisement or something, and I saw it. And actually, they got this thing now, which is like, it's not a good deal though. I mean, I guess it's not that bad. They had one yesterday, but they had like this. Everybody started to do the same. Remember how GNC was doing the gold member thing or whatever?
Mhm.
They're following suit, and they're starting like an Alpha Club where you pay either $19.99 a month or $200 a year.
Mhm.
And like yesterday, they had if you were part of the Alpha Club, you get the buy one get one free. And I guess it's probably gonna be like a monthly thing. Which, and if you're getting certain shit, it's worth it. But at the same time, I didn't feel like it. And like I said, I don't really want to use the mascara no more, because at this point, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't need that many calories. I
What,
done got used to it. And I'm, you know what I'm saying, I got my diet together, everything. Like, I just crushed 2 steaks, some white rice and asparagus right after my workout.
what was the coupon code
And
on? What was the coupon code on that Alpha sale? Was it B1 Network?
nah, man.
That's
You know,
funny.
they don't talk about no working out over there, man.
They lift that spoon. That's what they do.
Yeah, they don't know nothing about no working out over there, man. But yeah, man. Hey, man, this is extremely important. Like you said, man, your health is your wealth. Especially with Black people. And
I think they got Mr. Fantastic, man.
Hey, Mike. If I could really jump in for a second about diet. Diet is very important. So
Mhm.
I learned from several doctors that sugar, processed sugar in the body, acts like a drug, and you become addicted to it. So to that end, personally, I
if
cut
you're not
out.
doing some type of strength training, bro, you got to do strength training.
Mr. Fantastic, you cut out for like a good minute or so, man.
Oh,
So
my bad. It switched over. Can you hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you, man.
Yeah, my bad. I was driving away from my Wi-Fi. But yeah, man, I was just saying, I know dudes that are 60 years old, man, that are still chasing that ball, bro, and they live and kicking. They doing real good, man. Find you something that interests you and you actually like doing. A lot of dudes play badminton and things, man, because your health is your wealth. You know what I mean? And if you're not doing some type of strength training, you got to get on them weights, man. You ain't got to be no fucking Mr. Olympia or nothing like that, but you need some type of strength training and strength regimen in your workouts, man, to just bone density, general strength, all those things, man, help your heart rate, all that good things, man.
Yeah, because I run when I go run, man. There's these 2 70-year-old guys from the Caribbean, man, brothers from the Caribbean, man, and they run like 10 miles a day, man. Like it's nothing. It's
Wow.
crazy. They make the millennials look weak, man. They look better
Yeah.
than the millennials. Better body, better face. They don't look like they're aged at all.
Yeah, man. That's another thing too, bro. That's another thing too. People always tell me that I play with, play hooping or whatever. You play with everybody, you know what I'm saying? You play with like kids, teenagers, high school or whatever, to, college age or whatever. Everybody always tells me like, damn, I didn't even know you were, I didn't think you were that old, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm 35. And most people, I still have people asking me, well, what team you play for? What school you go to? I'm like, man, I appreciate it, but I'm way past those years, man. So not only that, man, like I said, the health benefits and keeping you young, man, and keeping you, you know what I'm saying, looking vigorous, that's important too.
Hmm. Hey, we got Super Triz online, and we also got Johnny Blaze, man. What's going on, fam?
Hey, what's going on, Mike V? What's going on, Mr. Fantastic? What's going
Yo,
on?
what up, bro? What's going on?
What's going on, Johnny Blaze?
Hey, what's going on, Super Tris?
So we got full
Yeah,
military
so,
up in here tonight, man.
You said what now?
We got full military up in here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, yo, I want everybody in the chat, right? If you got an Instagram, I want you to go to _Super Triz. _Super Triz and add me on Instagram because I may have to start adding some videos of working out to show y'all how I give it up because I'm serious about working out. I just came from the gym actually myself. I try to go to the gym between 5 and 6 days a week. I'm only going 5 days a week now because I've been trying to commit my weekends to doing some other stuff. I'm in the process of buying property, as a matter of fact. So, you know, I like, so my time is kind of limited on the weekends. So I got to actually go to, you know, do certain things for the property. So, but as far as like the supplements and stuff, you know, I'm not big on supplements. You know, I take a multivitamin and I take a and I take the multivitamin because I'm in Washington right now, and so like, you know, the sun is very limited out here, so I try to supplement. I try to use the vitamin as a catch-all because sometimes, you know, you may miss out on certain things in your meal, especially on a daily basis, and you know, especially like if somebody has like I'm working 12 and a half hours every day, and then at the commute to and from work, and then my workout regimen and things like that. So a lot of times I'm not meal prepping the way I want to meal prep. And so, you know, I would advise somebody if they can to meal prep and like structure their meals. But like, if you can't do that, like myself, that would be an instance where I would say, well, at the very bare minimum, try to get like a vitamin supplement to try to catch some of the holes in your diet that you may have. You know, that would be my only recommendation for using a supplement. Like I think that it's better to have, you know, well thought out meals. Because if you look at the bodybuilders, like professional bodybuilders, most of them don't even use protein powders and stuff like that. Now, for most people, you can't have that type of commitment because you got to go to work every day. Like their whole day is working out and meal prepping. That's what they do all day, every day. And you don't have time like that. That's the reason why, like, somebody who's not a professional, that would be the target demographic for a lot of the supplements, you know, like maybe like some of the protein powders and like weight gainers and things like that, because a lot of those are used as often as meal replacement, you know, like say for instance, you're too busy to actually make a meal, you just make a scoop of protein powder, a scoop of, you know, muscle milk or mass gainer, and that would be your supplement for the day.
Yeah, I think I think you can order. They have these services now, man. You don't have to meal prep for yourself, man. They do it for you, man, and they just ship it to you every single day at a certain time.
You know, I was looking into that. The meals are actually I forgot what the name of that meal was, but anyways, basically it's kind of like a TV dinner. Like like you have like the ones that are like actually prepared. They're kind of like a TV dinner. You have the ones that are like raw that require more meal prep. So only thing they're doing is just basically gathering the materials and like, because, you know, you can't go to the grocery store. It's hard to go to the grocery store and order like a cup of, you know, oregano, or like, you know, a teaspoon of oregano, a cup of chives and stuff like that. You got to order in like a bigger quantities. And so depending on the meal you're making, a lot of that stuff may sit in the refrigerator for a while.
Yeah.
So with these other, you know, these services, they basically give you the proportions that you need for that specific meal, and so there's nothing to waste. So that is a benefit, but you're going to pay for that convenience. I think, you know, I would have to do like a cost benefit analysis and see how cost effective it is to use one of those services versus just going to the grocery store and like wasting some of the food. Because, you know, like if you go to the grocery store, obviously a lot of the food that you buy is going to be wasted because you're not going to be able to eat all of it. You know, depending on the meals you're making. So, but it still may be cheaper that way. You see what I'm saying? I don't know.
Paul Bryant, you got your hand up. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, I just want to say about diet. It's very important to drastically. Oh, first of all, super trays. Good evening, sir. How are you? Um, Sugar, very important to cut out processed sugar from your diet. So myself personally, I completely cut out soda years ago. Don't drink any soda at all. So I substituted soda for flavored seltzer water. Then once I weaned myself off of soda, then I slowly weaned myself off of the flavored seltzer water. So now I literally drink water, nothing but water, no flavored juices, no flavored drinks, none of it. I hardly, if ever, fry anything. Everything is baked, bake everything. So cut out the processed foods, no fast foods, no McDonald's, no Wendy's, nothing, none of it, and I eat a lot of baked chicken, turkey, fish, brown rice, greens, vegetables. Try to eat as clean and healthy as possible. No processed sugar, very little salt, right? And as much natural, healthy foods as possible. A lot of
You
greens because it's all about that diet.
you can get away with lime, lemon, and grapefruit squeeze into one of those infusers to get a
Hmm.
flavored water and still get the nutrients out of it, the vitamin C, because grapefruits are high in vitamin C because of their size. Um, so I think there's always a way to get, to supplement, organically. You don't necessarily have to drink soda or anything like that. But you want me to drink Marby though. That'd be hilarious, man. Hilarious.
Bro, I'm West Indian. I was raised on it.
Yeah,
Can I tell you?
yeah. Yeah, but Johnny Blaze, man, what's your routine, man?
Hey, fellas, I just hit the gym yesterday. Normally what I do, I'll do about 15 to 20 minutes on the elliptical machine first, and then I'll start hitting some weights. So yesterday, did the elliptical. I did a leg workout, and I also did back and biceps yesterday. So my workout was about an hour. Now, I'm a little bit different. I'm a leaner guy. I want to stay lean, but I'm also coming off a bunch of injuries. I've had 2 knee surgeries, so my running days are very, very limited now. Okay. Now, Paul talked about the cooking. Me, I like to cook, but I grill pretty much about 80% of my food. Okay. Like you, I don't do any fried oil in the house or whatnot. So when my family comes to visit, they're like, "Hey, where's the Crisco?" No. No Crisco, none of that stuff.
So would it, well, I don't want to actually heighten your weight, but
Oh, I'm 5'8", 5'9", I'm about 170 pounds.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, so like today, I went and did a 3-mile walk, and I did about 30. I did 2 sets of pull-up, 15 sets of pull-ups. So pull-ups to me is very important. That's one of my everyday workouts, pull-ups and dips. And I normally do pull-ups in the morning. I try to do.
I gotta concur on the pull-ups.
Your pull-up game got to be tight.
But do you do them strict though? I only do them strict all the way down, all the way up to where your hands are even with your chest. No peeking the chin over like a
No
chin
cheat.
up. Those extra 3 inches are the killer, and you will not see guys in the gym doing them. I'm telling you, every gym I go to, I'm the only guy who does them strict pull-ups.
For guys who are slim, man, and weak in the upper body, man, get yourself some resistance bands. Resistance band with hook to the top of the pull-up bar, man, is going to be critical for you to hit that efficiency rate. So instead of struggling with the 2 or 3 reps, so 4 reps, you can hit 10 reps, 12 reps with that resistance band if you really have the hand placement correct, man. I use gloves no matter what because I hate calluses, and 2, I don't like the bacteria that floats around on this equipment. So I'm very not germophobic, but I definitely don't want to be walking away with lumpy hands. So.
Well, one thing I discovered, man, a lot of lightweight guys like myself, you can build your up doing those pull-ups. I got a man right now. I'm trying to get him to do more pull-ups because I think it can really fill himself out. But besides the pull-ups, I also do a lot of dips, and I try to alternate those two workouts. So I'll do like 10 to 15 pull-ups, then I'll do 25 to 30 dips, and I just kind of go backwards and forwards with that. And I'm trying to work that push and pull muscle.
I know a lot of guys, man, brothers, and I'm referring to, man, they frown at yoga, but man, I'm telling you, the yoga game is no joke, man. That's serious, man. Definitely serious, man. It helps me out pre-workout and post-workout, man.
Yoga is a lot harder than a lot of men think so. I have a lot of respect for people who do yoga. That is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, there's only eight routines you really need to do to hit all areas of your body, but once you do it, man, it's like, oh, this is a big difference. I see guys like the other day, man, you know, they was doing all the calisthenics, man. They didn't stretch at all. They didn't do anything, man. They just went straight in, man, with jeans on. And what are you doing? What are you doing, man? You know, your Timberlands weigh like, you know, 12 pounds or something like that. Like, that's like unnecessary weight. I just feel like sometimes, you know, some guys are just not paying attention to, you know, to the environment.
Right. Are any of you guys into racquetball?
It used to be.
Okay.
There's an older gentleman at my gym. The older guys, they will do it. I tried it once. I hadn't done it since I was in high school. I'm in my late 40s, and bro, that was a hell of a workout.
Yeah, so I used to be into it a couple years ago, but the first time I think I played, I was about maybe 19, 20, and I played this heavy set guy, and he had me running up and down the court like crazy. He stood in one spot.
Well, you know, we mentioned yoga, but you know, goats don't do yoga; they do yogurt.
Oh, that's right. You know, racquetball, it's not a select sport, man.
What's up?
Racquetball is not a select sport.
Oh yeah. Wow. Maybe yoga is not select either, according to these guys.
Yeah.
Let them tell it.
Oh man.
Bird chest and no traps, man. No rhomboids.
Hey, you know, I want to touch on the pull-up topic again, because a lot of people, the reason why they have trouble with doing pull-ups is because they're unable to make that mental connection and recruit their back muscles. And what happens is that they're using mostly their forearm and their bicep to actually complete the range of motion. And that's the reason why they have so much trouble, because your bicep is not nearly as strong as your back. Once I actually figured out how to recruit my back muscles as opposed to my biceps, that's when my amount of pull-ups I was able to do raised exponentially. Like, now I'm 5'8", I'm a shorter guy. I'm 212 pounds. But I guarantee you, put anybody in front of me, I will outdo them in pull-ups, and I'm talking about perfect form pull-ups. I'm talking about no lateral and no forward swinging motions. None of the muscle up stuff. I'm talking about a strip where your body is as rigid as a board and pull all the way down, all the way up. But that's because I've actually mastered that mental connection. And I actually use, like, my back is doing like probably, I would say 80% of the work. And once you're actually able to do that, then you'll see your pull-ups go up. That's the trick.
Yeah. I mean, that takes time, but you know, you'll eventually get there. And if you can't get there on your own, man, resistance bands is going to help you get there. You got to go out and get yourself a medium and a heavy band, depending on what your weight is. You need a medium band for light. If you're slim, if you're somewhat heavy, man, a heavy in the XL band would actually help you achieve that goal that Super Triz is talking about. Again, I use gloves. I can get an extra 1 to 2 reps just from using gloves versus not using gloves, because my grip stays up. So
personally, what I recommend to a lot of guys who see me in the gym doing strict pull-ups, and they ask me how the hell at my height, because I'm 6'3", am I doing strict pull-ups? I said, if you're starting out, there's two exercises I found help me a lot doing pull-ups. One arm bent over dumbbell rows, and focus, like Super Trish said, focus on that mind muscle connection. With bent over dumbbell rows, focus on that back muscle coming all the way up and squeezing that muscle. And seated lat pull downs. And focus, get your hands as wide as you can. Keep your back stiff in one position. And as you pull down, focus on your elbows pulling down and squeezing those back muscles together. And you hit those hard and keep them a lot of reps, a lot of reps, a lot of reps, a lot of drop sets, a lot of pyramids. Go back to the pull-ups and just focus on that same motion, that mind muscle connection. Because pull-ups, it's gonna work your forearms and your biceps. You can't get around that. But it is a back exercise. Once you keep doing them, you have to keep doing them and keep doing them and keep doing them and have that focus and that drive. One day you're gonna walk in the gym, bang out 10 reps. You're gonna bang out 10 more reps. Then you're gonna want to start doing 12 reps, 15 reps, 20 reps. Then you're going to want to get the belt and start putting plates and start doing pull-ups like that because you're feeling it. And another exercise that I did because I heard I believe was Johnny Blaze talks about doing dips. I love dips. I can do dips all day. The jailhouse routine workout around the world, push-ups, pull-ups, and dips, bang, 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 as one set. Do those, and man, listen, before you know it, I mean, it's going to take a few months. It's not going to happen overnight, but you will be hitting the strict pull-ups.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think battle ropes really good too for core. Um, Slam balls as well. So slam balls with battle ropes, definitely killer. So I use that for the explosive workouts too. So I'm doing like 40 to 45 seconds on battle ropes, and then I'm going straight into slam balls. So I'm usually doing rainbow slams or overhead slams. I'm usually knocking out about 20 to 25 of those, and I'm jumping right back onto the battle rope um, for another 40 to 45 seconds. So you get your cardio in, but you also get your strength in because those battle ropes, man, those things are brutal.
It's another good core workout. If well, a lot of good core exercises, you do them while you're doing other workouts. So I'll just give you one good example. Instead of doing the military press from a seated position, do the military press from a standing position. And I'm talking about focus on really flaring up your chest, but keeping your stomach tucked in. So you're not having that insane arch in your back, you know. So that right there, just to stabilize that weight above your head from a standing position, really recruits all those muscles, the latissimus dorsi, the rectus abdominis. A lot of these muscles involve what your quote unquote core strength have to be recruited just to stabilize your body and the weight above your head. So that's something to think about too. Try doing some of the exercises you normally do from a seated position. See if you can do them from the standing position. And then something like a handstand itself, like an actual handstand. You probably start from your head, a 3-point handstand, your head on the ground.
Pike push-up.
Pike push-up, yeah. So it's a lot of things that are actually simple to actually recruit those core muscles and get that core strength up. Because once you get your core strength up, that's really going to help you in a lot of other exercises, like say for some of the compound motions, like say for instance the deadlift. You really need to recruit that core to protect that back. So that's something to think about too.
Yeah, that's definitely good advice. But in terms of like explosive workouts, man, that stuff's got to be right bang on the money. You got to hit those 8-10 reps as soon as possible, and then move on to the next exercise. No breaks. The only break is your transition. So if you got to walk to the next barbell or walk to the dip bar or something like that, that's your break. and being able to hit, that push up, those 10 to 12 push-ups really rapidly, and then make that transition again, man. That's what's going to get you that explosive strength that we were talking about at the beginning.
Also, that's a good way to increase your cardiovascular fitness as well. That those short transition periods really keeps that heart rate elevated, and helps you burn a lot of fat. So it's an all around good thing. One thing to keep in mind is that when you're doing these it's almost like a form of high intensity interval training, where you're doing those explosive motions, and then like as you bring down the intensity as you transition to a different exercise. Very injury prone if you're not mindful of, number one, your form, and number two, you should be trying to do even like a brief, like a 5-minute just warm up, something simple like an elliptical for 5 minutes, maybe even some jumping jacks, some
Speed rope.
What's that? What's the one where you do the push-ups? That you do like you jump up in the air and.
Or you talking about a burpee?
Burpee, yeah, something like that, where it's not a lot of resistance on the joints, but it is some resistance, and it's a little bit of intensity, kind of get the blood circulating and get those joints warmed up. Because remember, you're not really concerned about your muscles, because your muscles have such a good blood supply. Your injuries are generally self-limited, and they heal relatively quickly. It's your tendons and your ligaments that are the greatest concern, even more so than your bones. Your bones have a much better blood supply than your tendons and ligaments. That's why a lot of times those tendons and ligament injuries require surgical intervention, and they don't just heal on their own a lot of times. So that's the reason why it's important to warm up and be very mindful of your form to prevent those injuries, because injuries is what's going to set you back. You get one injury, you're out for 2 weeks, you've erased 2 months worth of work.
Right. Very, very good point.
So, but Chris, I can speak to that, man. Are you familiar with the patella tendon?
I am, for sure.
Oh, all right. I have torn both of mine.
Ouch.
Yeah. Because I playing sports, I didn't warm up before. Blew my right knee out, patella tendon, playing softball. Blew the left one out playing flag football. And you talking about the recovery for those things is damn near a year.
Yeah, and a lot of guys don't know that it's even been torn or not, because they never really got any sort of
well,
checkup.
If this thing tears, you're not walking. Trust me. You.
Yeah, I mean, but I see a lot of guys, especially Gen Xers, man, just walking around limping, not really knowing why they're limping, or why their arm only moves a certain way. It's like, you might want to go see a physician or something like that, man. Try to get some x-rays done. It's just the idea of prepping yourself pre-workout and post-workout, man. I can't stress enough, yoga has been very beneficial to me. Foam rollers. Let me pull up the foam roller I got. I know a lot of guys are going to be asking about this.
Mike, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just going through the to the website. I just want to make sure I find it first.
Gotcha. Mike, I'm actually gonna jump off because I'm actually headed to the gym now for a little late night session myself.
All right, bro. Have a good one, man.
All right, gents, take care.
All right.
All right, peace, Paul.
All right. Here's my roller right here. Let me share the screen real quick. So this is a trigger point charge roller, and I use this especially if I think and I feel that there's going to be some soreness in certain areas, especially my back or my glutes or my hamstring. But it's really good for hips and quads. Really good for that. Once you roll back and forth, those grooves start to churn in and penetrate those tissues. The deep tissue um, massaging. So penetration. So definitely worth the price. I didn't pay full price for it like it is here. I think I paid on Black Friday. I think I got that for like maybe like 27 bucks or something like that. So I'll drop that in the chat. That's if you have a Dick Sporting Goods, but you can order it too. You can order it too. Dante S says thoughts on push-ups. I think push-ups are a good supplement to to barbell presses or bench presses. So if you do bench presses with the barbells or the dumbbells, going immediately into a upright push-up or a inverted push-up can actually be beneficial for your upper pecs or your lower pecs. Especially if you do a diamond push-up off the floor, that's very beneficial because it's hitting that middle part of your chest. So you have that line down like a booty crack. So
Hey, Mike, I love doing push-ups like first thing in the morning when I first wake up. It's a good way to kind of get my brain going. But I think what Super Triz mentioned about those burpees is also a great exercise to wake you up first thing in the morning too. Maybe like
oh man, that's brutal, man, to do in the morning.
Yeah, it is. But I'm telling you, man, it's like your body's gonna fire on all cylinders. Like after you do that.
Mm-hmm. It will, but I think there's other ways of going about that, man. I just think that burpees, man, is one of those things. Either you can do it or you can't. If you really want the ultimate like total body workout, get a couple of dumbbells, especially and go at least 10 to 15% less than your nominal weight in the dumbbell and do some man makers.
I'm not familiar with a man maker.
A man maker is basically a burpee with dumbbells.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Yeah. So you do the movie 300, where Gerard Butler, how they got ripped was doing man makers for a whole year.
Really? Wow.
For that movie. Brutal.
Okay.
Yeah, very brutal. You could do it without dumbbells too, but it's not the same. I know some people use like the a small resistance band and they kind of get the same similar effect, but it's not exactly the same. But with dumbbells, you want to go light too. You don't want to go super heavy because what happens when you go super heavy, you're gonna be swinging it once you hit failure. You're gonna be swinging it all over the place. So
okay.
It won't be consistent. Ebony Knight 85 asks, Are there any tips for thyroid health? You need to get your thyroid checked first. That's first and foremost, and then you can go from there. That once you get your thyroid measured, that will determine where you need to start from. Mm-hmm. Faber says Freeletics is a very good app for calisthenics and body weight workouts. Yeah, there's a lot of good valuable information on YouTube, man, that you can find. I follow quite a few people on YouTube. Chris Jones from Pump Chases. I follow CT Fletcher. I follow Teron Beckham. I also follow Damian Patrick, Mike Rashid. Funk Roberts, I used to follow him a lot too. Although he's more about MMA fitness. So let me see if anybody's in the chat. In the waiting room. All right. Well, yeah, post-workout meals, man, is gonna be very important. You can't just be eating Doritos and Pringles and stuff like that. Pre-workout, I usually don't eat pre-workout. I try not to do that. I see too many people throwing up when they work out, when they eat before the workout. So if you're gonna eat, it's got to be at least something small, uh, like peanuts or something like that. I usually have peanuts in the banana if I know it's gonna be a long day. I'll have that before a workout. Usually about 90 minutes before a workout. But other than that, it's definitely a pre-workout drink that I'm gonna have, and I'm usually pretty good, especially if I'm on time and I'm not lollygagging, texting, and watching YouTube in between sets. And Mr. Carter says you got to eat 30 minutes before. You don't necessarily have to. I know a lot of guys who will fast before a workout. And they can do that. I've been doing that. I never had any issues, but then again, I don't have a whole lot of size on them I'm trying to put on. I just think that if you don't eat anything that's going to give you the bubble guts, because that's you're in a world of trouble then. So yeah, stay away from like grits and hot dogs and stuff like that, man. Get yourself a good blender. Let me show you the blender that I'm working with my currently.
Hey, Mike, you're right on that blender. Make your own smoothies. Avoid all that excess processed sugar.
Yep. Let me share my screen real quick. All right, so I moved on to a blend. I used to have a NutriBullet and a Ninja, and all intents and purposes, there was nothing really wrong with it. They just weren't powerful enough, and they did have a limited lifespan. You really can't go wrong with a Blendtec. They're just powerful and usually get the job done. They crush ice like it's nothing. So
So, Mike, you're saying that this blend tech here is a lot better than the Nutri Ninja?
Oh man, it's leaps and bounds better.
Okay, because that's what I'm currently using right now is the old Nutri Ninja.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of those anymore. After I had two of them die on me, the motor died out on me because a lot of the whey protein I was putting in there and in it was it wasn't powerful enough to spend all of the things I was putting in there.
You know, that actually makes sense now because when I use the whey protein powder, and it's always kind of like left over.
Yeah, it's not really powerful. It says that it's like a 1,000 watts, but it's not. I think that's like peak power, but not actual power. Actual power might be like 300 watts or something.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna get into this, you might as well just go big. And
Mhm.
me, I had various amount of blenders, but this is probably the best I've had so far.
Okay, hey, I'm gonna look into it. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Look on eBay. You can usually find them for cheap on there, and it comes with a lot of recipes and Vanilla Dream protein shake. Organic smoothies. Yeah, this is very similar to what I had earlier. Strawberry, spinach, kale, except for the apples and whatnot, grapes. I had mango and pineapple in there with some turmeric and cayenne pepper and some creatine HMB and some honey. Honey is good for like muscle recovery. So especially if you've hit it really hard, your muscle will absorb all that honey. So at least that's what it's supposed to do. Let me drop that in the chat. Yeah, I see some people recommending Vitamix. Thing is, Vitamix are very expensive. Dorian Nance asked, any protein recommendations? Protein from organic food or protein from a powder? Be specific for me. Rose Golden says Vitamix all day. Yeah, definitely expensive on the expensive side for me. Ebony Knight 85 says, do you guys use creatine? I do. I do use 1 scoop. Let me see. Transparent Labs. Here we go. Share my screen again. So I use this from Transparent Labs, creatine HMB. So I find that this came with a bundle of stuff that I've ordered from Transparent Labs, and I haven't had any issues with it, so I kept it. And I use unflavored, so I don't need a blueberry flavor inside my smoothie. So at least artificially speaking. So it has 5,000 milligrams of creatine and B-hydroxy at 2,000 milligrams, and that's what makes it the that's what gives it the HMB label that you see here, HMB. So I'll throw that in the chat for you guys as well. I am not sponsored by Transparent Labs, so use it at your own risk.
Hey, Mike, this is Johnny Blaze. I got to go ahead and drop off, man.
Hey, have a good one, brother.
Hey, preach. Thank you a lot. Take care now.
Yes, sir. Dante asked about best home workouts. Man makers. You can't beat man makers. Dorian Nance asked about best protein powder. I don't think there is a best protein powder. I think you use what works best for your body. Everybody's body, interprets things differently. So if you got to go sample for the most part, protein for yourself.
You,
I
I was gonna say one component of that, the creatine is that creatine levels, like, naturally for those people that don't take exogenous creatine. Exogenous mean like the supplement powders and stuff, because your body normally produces creatine, but vegetarians, they have significantly lower creatine levels. So that's just something to think about, especially if you have a vegetarian diet. You may want to actually look at a creatine supplement, because you may not be getting enough in your diet.
Yeah, I'm always not. To me, if you're not a high performing athlete, you're not really going to benefit all that much from powder on its own. I see a lot of skinny guys trying to load up powder for mass gainer or whatnot, and it's like, man, that's gonna go pass right through your body, because your body can't absorb it because you haven't worked out. You can't just drink that in the middle of the night. That's not how it works.
Well, I think the worst is the people that they work out, they load up on their workout. So, they'll party all week, and then they'll wake up Saturday morning, or not party all week, they'll work all week, wake up Saturday morning, go to the gym for like 2 hours, and they think that's going to suffice for the entire week. Like, you'd be better off doing 20 minutes a day, 3-4 days out of the week, than loading up 2 hours in one day.
Yeah, I think it depends on on the lifestyle too. Like, let's say you're a sanitation worker and you're chucking, garbage bags and our recycling bins and stuff like that. That's actually a very beneficial job, for your cardio and your strength. You do that enough, and you'll start to see changes. So maybe 10 or 15 minutes at the gym, man, or 20 minutes at the gym, like you said, is not going to be that negative, right? It's actually going to supplement you. Oh, Dante asks, what pound dumbbell to use for man makers? For man makers, for men, you usually keep it around anywhere between 15 to 20 pounds.
And what is that exercise?
A man maker?
Yeah,
man maker is basically a burpee with dumbbells.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's what they use in the movie 300 to get ripped. They got ripped that way. Faber asked me, Mike, do you have a load and offload weeks when using creatine, or do you use it as regular daily supplement like a multivitamin? No, I load and unload, and offload, as you say. So I offloaded for like 6 weeks, and then I came back on. How often should we eat different meat types? Fried chicken every day, red meat once a week. You really shouldn't be eating fried chicken at all if you're going to be working out like that. Red meat, I think you can kind of wean yourself off of that. It depends. Some people have that addiction, man. They just got to have that red meat, man.
I think you should really be trying to incorporate a lot of fish into your diet because of the omega-3 component to it, and you can avoid having to take an actual supplement. As you age, that omega-3 fatty acid component becomes more and more crucial to maintaining your cardiovascular health and your arterial vascular health. So I would say, if you can eat fish, 3-4 times a week. Like I went to the grocery store, man. They was out of the fish. I like to eat rockfish. Rockfish is a nice, nice texture, nice flavor. It's a white fish. Once you cook it, it comes out white, and it's relatively cheap. Halibut is a lot more expensive. I like halibut, but rockfish. I guess it all depends on flavor, because me, I don't like tilapia. Some people like tilapia. I don't really like tilapia.
Nah, I'm not a fan of that at all.
But rockfish, I really like rockfish. It does have bones in it. When I go to there's a store called Fred Meyer. They have a pretty good rockfish fillet where they remove most of the bones. There's still maybe like sometimes 5-6 bones in the fillets, but for the most part, they remove most of the bones. And I just do like a simple saute. I put it in a non-stick skillet, put some cooking spray on there, and just and then what I use steak seasoning on it, steak seasoning, and and then some smoke flavoring like the actual drops, and it comes out great. And then because of that fish, you get your protein content. The red meat, as much as I like steak and stuff like that, probably not the best option on a consistent basis. You'd be better off with fish or chicken. But yeah,
I think if you're meal prepping, you're eventually gonna kind of run into that all week, that same meal. So it's not surprising that you're gonna get in that loop. You'll be in that loop for that 1 week. I think if you kind of switch it up per week, then that actually is a better alternative, right? So okay, you had fish 1 week, and then you alternated to turkey the next, and then from turkey you probably went to, let's say, lamb or something like that.
The problem with fish is that it's a tricky proposition when you're talking about meal prep. Depending on how you plan on reheating it, may not come out too good. Like fish, I think it's better when you eat it right away. Like once you start talking about reheating fish, I don't know. I've had bad luck unless you're able to get a hold of a skillet or some type of oven. Like if you had a toaster oven,
have a convection.
No, I mean like at work.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a convection oven at work?
Yep.
Oh yeah, we got a microwave, and we had a toaster oven, which, God, I'm so mad they got rid of that toaster. Well, it broke, but we never replaced the toaster oven. But the toaster oven is really, really good because the way it heats up, it doesn't deform and mess up the meat like a microwave does. So
yeah, I hate microwaves, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely advise a lot of guys to stay away from microwaves, man. Nothing really beneficial about a microwave at all. But let me get to a food processor, man, because I think these are dope too. Let me spin this up. So yeah, this is just a basic Breville food processor. Throw all your joints up in there, man. Your all your vegetables and stuff like that, man. It'll dice it all up for you. You get a salad within like 30 seconds. I also have a juicer too. So a juicer is different than a blender, but I have a Breville juicer. So let me pull that up. That for you guys. So what's the okay, juicers. All right, this is the juicer I have right here from Breville, the Juice Fountain Plus. I think it's impeccable. Throw oranges in there, throw Granny Smith apples and stuff like that, man, and the texture of the juice is so butter laid. It's on point, man. It's nothing like what you ever buy in the store. Worth every penny to me. Had it for probably about 7 years now. Hasn't broke down on me. The only negative to it is that the amount of time it takes to clean it. It probably takes about 15 minutes to clean it because you got to take it apart. Make sure you get a bag for the bin in the back. That will help cut down on the time. But overall, it takes about 15 minutes just to clean it. So if you're gonna make something, you got to make at least a gallon of it, because it won't be worth it if you just do one drink. Like that's not worth it. You gotta make at least a gallon of like orange juice or something. I usually cut the orange juice too. So if I make 24 ounces of orange juice, then I'm gonna add another 16 ounces of water to it, of purified water to it, and that should cut down on some of the acidic taste to it in the pulp that might be left behind.
So what's the mechanism of action for this particular juicer? Is it like a press, or is it like, does it chop up the?
It chops. It chops in. It has a. It chops it and then it kind of squeezes it out at the back.
So okay, so when you do the orange juice, do you actually peel the orange, or you just
I
put
peel
the
it.
orange? Oh, you peel it. Okay, good. Okay. Because my dad used to have the old style juicer where you just slice the orange in half.
A Metasket juicer.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on those?
Those are dope too, man. But the thing is that it's only good for like those, right? It's only good for like oranges, right?
Citrus, yeah.
Citrus, right? But if you got apples and carrots and stuff like that and cucumbers, man, you gotta go with a actual full juicer. So
yeah,
and I definitely think that just the taste of it, man, it's addicting, man, because you feel like you're getting more nutrients out of it, and you also feel more energized after you drink it, especially after a post workout. Those are very key, man.
Well, you got to think about, okay, so the orange juice you buy in the store is made with a press,
right?
So they press it, and so you get like the tannins from the rind, and that's why the juice tastes a little bit different. Like, I can't drink orange juice from, so like I have to, like, the only orange juice I can drink is if the orange has been peeled. Mm-hmm. Because I get stomach acid so bad. Like, I mean, it'd had me out of commission for like 3 days. Like the last time I had orange juice, I mean, I was literally out of commission for like 3 days. Mm-hmm. I had to see a gastroenterologist.
Wow.
And so I haven't had orange juice probably since 2013. Wow. Not one glass, not one drop of orange juice since 2013. Because it really messes me up when I have it, unless it's like specifically made without the peeling, without the rind in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think if you cut it with some water, does that help?
No, I can't drink orange juice, period, unless it's been made without the rind. Like, it has to either be peeled or it has to be made one of those juicers where you slice it in half and you just put it just grinds up the inside of it. You know what I'm talking? You said Metasket? Is that what you called it? Metasket, yeah. That's it. Like, anything store bought, can't do it.
Yeah.
Even if I try to premedicate, like with some Nexium or something like that, it really has me on fire with acid reflux.
Wow. Yeah, I think that with that juicer, I've had great success with it in terms of orange juice. Because I strain it twice, so it's being strained once it comes through the once it comes through the spout. But I also have a strainer that I'll then take out of the pitcher and then pass it through the strainer one more time through another bowl or something like that, and catch that, and whatever's filtered from there, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I generally I have a very simplistic Oster single serve blender. Mm-hmm. And basically what I do is I get the frozen fruit and just throw it in there, throw a little bit of yogurt, and some apple juice, and that's what I do to make it, because when you use the frozen fruit, it comes out like kind of like slushy style,
Right.
and it makes it stay cold a lot longer. So that's the reason why I like the frozen fruit as opposed to the fresh fruit, where most people get the fresh fruit and they have to add ice to it to get it that cold consistency.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of frozen fruit, and I just, I like it, refrigerator temperature, so not exactly frozen, but because if it's too frozen, then what happens here is it doesn't break down very easily, and you still, like, if you had like blue raspberries or something like that, you'll still taste the hairs and fibers and stuff like that, because it's not well broken down. But going to farmers market, man, with $10, man, you walk away with a whole lot of that stuff, man. So fresh, unfrozen, fresh fruits and vegetables, man. You get 2 big bags of goods, man, for $10.
Yeah. I'm big on Honeycrisp apples. I definitely stay going to the store getting fresh. I mean, even up here, I mean, they're so expensive though. They're like what? I don't know, like probably like what, $2-3 a piece each apple. Kind of costly.
Yeah. But it's all about spending that money on yourself to actually put in, because you're investing into yourself. So
apparently there's a new breed of apple that's coming out. It's a hybrid between a Honeycrisp and a Gala. I'm not sure how good that's gonna be, because I mean, I don't really like. I mean, I'll eat a Gala, but I think a Honeycrisp is far superior. So I'm not sure what the hybrid will be. Will it be a diminished, or will it actually be enhanced as far as flavor is concerned? I'm not sure.
I haven't heard of anything about that. But,
Yeah, it was in a newspaper up here. They was talking about it.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining us, man. Please hit the like button if you've not already done so, and share the video if possible. Hit that notification bell so you get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust, including those posted on the community tab. Also, make sure you follow Supertriz, youtube.com/Supertriz. And that being said, man,
Check out my Instagram too, _Supertriz on Instagram.
Yep.
I may start posting some workout videos.
Yeah, I think I think it's almost about that time for the Brain Trust to get involved in that as well. So thank you all for joining us, and shalom.